It's day 3 of the FIDE World Championship 2024, and the stakes are rising. Will the challenger find their footing, or will Ding extend his lead? We're still at the stage of the match where anything can happen. Gukesh has made the first move. It's going to be 1d4, so we're seeing a little bit of mixing things up here.
We have our first exchange of the day, a pawn capture on d5.
Queen c2 was played. Clearly the move which is stopping bishop f5 to be developed to that square. Of course, bishop f5 was played, right? I mean, if you play g6, you cannot do anything else after that. You go bishop f5.
We've quickly seen queen b6 met with g4.
Ding must be thinking about all sorts of things further down the line as well. This could get, really quite multifaceted. All the different kinds of questions that will be going through Ding's head right now as he ponders his response to g4 from Gukesh.
Having your bishop on c2, you have to be extremely careful what you're doing because you don't pay attention for a move and your bishop is gone.
I know many people in the audience, they would say, isn't this pawn on b3 just hanging? You put your bishop on c2 to snag that pawn, so why not take it right now? And I just want to show, I know we've gone over similar lines, and h takes g4 was just included, but bishop takes b3 after Gukesh, he's going to immediately take back on g4. If you play bishop takes b3, you're just getting yourself into trouble the same way as earlier. Knight d2, your bishop can survive for a turn, rook c1, the bishop's getting kicked about, and after the bishop goes to e4, then pawn to f3, and the bishop is fully trapped. You are losing that piece for just a pawn.
This is really frustrating.
It's a tightrope for Ding Liren right now. He has found the best choice. So Judith, that was time very well spent by Ding Liren. He has played the best move, knight b to d7. So he's doing everything right. The engine off to the left of the board still says only slightly better for white.
We've got Gukesh settling in for a think now, but he has got plenty of time to do it. An hour up on the clock compared to Ding Liren.
I do like Ding's position now. I think it's easier to play, and the long term, I'm worried about these double isolated pawns.
Well, first of all, Black has no worries about any of his pieces anymore, right? So this is a big thing compared to 4 moves ago.
The last move played here, Judith, was a mistake from Ding Liren. We see the question mark, and the only proper reply that gives white the upper hand is this move e4, f3, indicated that e4 would be next.
e4 is the move of the position. That's the only move, that's the only key element of this position for white. That's the only thing what white is playing for, to gain some space and break the center.
e4 has been played, so it's Ding Liren on the back foot, and look at that, knight e6, the only move for Black that allows him to maintain the approximate balance, slightly better for white. We're just looking at some of the variations.
What I see now, that Ding is really uncomfortable.
And he makes a mistake here. He took on e4 first, Judith, so it's not just one, but a second mistake. Ding Liren gained 2 pawns for his bishop. Interestingly, Ding hasn't responded yet. I mean, the fact that he keeps slowing down after every turn, I don't feel like he is particularly happy with the recent turn of events, and how could he be? He is going to be down a piece for 2 and maximum 3 pawns. Bishop f2 played, and I think here comes the critical moment. I mean, will bishop g7 be played? Will bishop c5 be played? Here it comes. And if that knight e2 move is played and we see a retreat, it's just one step back to make sure that you have an advantage here to win the bishop on c2. Judith's been the problem piece all day, all game for Ding Liren. And after knight e2, that bishop really is not getting out, and Black is just getting a couple pawns and has many problems in the resulting position.
And knight e2 is on the board.
Huge find from Gukesh. The youngster trails by a point in this match. It is early, but this could help him even up the score. Now it's Ding Liren's turn, and he snaps that knight off the board. Knight takes d2. So
Gukesh has to win. If he wants to become a world champion, he has to win this game.
While Gukesh has the upper hand, one mistake here could immediately throw away the sizable advantage he's built up. Wow, we see that king e2 is the only move that keeps white with the huge advantage he finds. Gukesh
of course he does. He has a piece up, he has material up, but his pieces are not optimally placed. And this is the big question, how to replace the pieces. Black can go knight f3 and rook d7, knight g1 would change everything. So there are some nuances which is happening right here. So it is going to be not easy to crack Black's defense.
Yeah, king up in 6 minutes, 32 seconds for Ding Liren. Rook c to d1. Gukesh isn't making a quick decision to trade off pieces until he is certain that it's best. I mean, look at the clock right now. He's about to hit 2 minutes, and he needs to make 10 moves. I don't think he's going to get all his moves off in time.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be in Ding's place right now.
He did just play king to e8, which you see the evaluation bar has not changed, and also it takes away bishop c5 check in some of these critical variations. So can Gukesh find a road into the black camp and a way to not just have an extra piece for 2 pawns, but actually a winning push?
We have bishop g3 on the board, so white has to make a choice. Bishop d4.
Ding Liren drops the bishop on d4. That's move 34, everybody. 20 seconds for Ding Liren. You see he's confused. He doesn't know if he can capture that pawn on g5. He is super nervous. He has to make a move. I mean, he just has to. And he picks up his rook, and what's he going to do? He hasn't moved. He's freezing. Oh my goodness. Back on the clock is Ding Liren to bishop h3, and f5 is played here. So Gukesh, he knows that he has the upper hand. It's now very clear. The evaluation bar is sky high, and for Ding Liren, he's probably not even going to reach
bishop f5. Look at that. Oh. Bishop f5.
Wow, what a find. Game over. Gukesh Damaraju equals the match. 1F, 1F. I think we can hear some applause in the background, in the playing arena in Singapore. But Judith, wow, what a quick finish to that game. You can see that Ding Liren, he is very, very sad about what just happened.
That is a crushing result for Gukesh, the 18-year-old World Championship challenger.